Hello everyone, welcome to Big Data Learning. And in today's session, we are going to understand what is an Azure admin, or rather, who is an Azure admin. And if you are interested, in going up and taking the certification of this, so this is the video that you need to watch so that you understand several roles and responsibilities of an Azure administrator, also the certification that you need to write. So you'll find it all here. Now let's move ahead. My name is Abitunisa Begum. As you all know, I am a technical trainer. I give trainings on Microsoft Azure, data science, and Tableau. And when I talk about data science, I give trainings on different programming languages like R and Python. But then again, specifically for data science. So yeah, that's about me. The agenda of this session is really simple. So the Azure admin, what is an Azure admin or who is an Azure admin? Like I said, what is the exam that you need to write to get the certification for this? What are the different roles and responsibilities or different job roles? And like I said, the certification. Now, I have already created a video regarding different roles in Microsoft Azure, but the series that I'm going to start now, it's about different job roles, but we are going to understand them in depth. So before, I have given you an idea of what they are, but then we're going to understand them in depth now, right? So I hope we are clear till here. Now, who is a Microsoft administrator? And if he's an associate, and what is this AZ103 or AZ104 that I talk about? So now the AZ103 or 104 Microsoft Azure Administrator, this is a certification exam. It's geared towards those who manage cloud services, or the cloud services that span computers, networking, storage, security, and several cloud capabilities within Microsoft Azure. So that's about the exam that you would be writing. Now, why do you think this certification is beneficial at all? Right? So let's just try to understand if it is beneficial. So as a result of increase in demand for Azure, the need for Azure administrators is definitely increasing along the lines. So one CV with gleaming certification will definitely have an enormous advantage. And in terms of job prospects and earning, a certification leads to a rampant increment in both. Now, almost 70% of people, they agree that certification has improved their earning. Obviously, right? You have a certification from Microsoft, then why not? And 84% people also, they have seen better job prospects after getting certified. This will also help you, update your LinkedIn profile with the certificate and boost your job profile and increase your chances of getting chosen. Right? You are chosen if you have a certification because you have written an exam that proves your capability. Not that only exam proves your capability, but then that's a way of doing it. What are the day-to-day tasks of Azure administrator, or in Azure infrastructure? So it's your ability to restart or bounce the Azure components, clusters, VMs. And if you don't know what VMs are, they are virtual machines in Azure. And that again, I'll give you a link here where you might just go through that with you as well so you understand what are Azure VMs. Coming back to this. So as an Azure administrator, you'll be able to create and manage swap space on deployed cloud system per customer policies, and also in support of the deployed cloud systems and environments. You can also create custom scripts to automate support processes where applicable ability to power off or down the unused VMs. So the VMs which are unused, and ability to identify issues at Azure level, and you can also resolve them. So this managing Azure description and also their profiles. Right. So these will be your basic, just to understand as a day-to-day tasks. Now try to understand these roles and responsibilities in depth. So sole response for how to become an Azure administrator, it lies in skill development. Azure is promising platform known for its user-friendly nature. However, you should also focus on understanding the basic technologies before thinking of a career in this Azure system administration. So the basic Azure admin skills you need to have. So let's just count them. So the first one is a clear understanding of core cloud computing services. It's really crucial for Azure platform specific job roles. So you need to understand the basic functioning of networking, databases, software, and servers in the cloud. So basic Microsoft, the second one would be my basic Microsoft knowledge. That is something that is mandatory for professionals looking for a career in Azure. Azure system administration, if I want to be specific here. You need to have experience in using products such as PowerShell and Office 365. So as a result, you can understand the ways in which these services integrate with Azure. Another important aspect to focus on here is that third one is programming knowledge. So Azure administrators, they need to have an expertise in any one of the programming languages. So basic knowledge is open source frameworks such as ASP.NET and programming languages such as JavaScript, SQL Server, HTML. So these are something, not necessary. It's not that if you do not know, you would not get a job. But then, come on, guys, when we are talking about something like Azure, you definitely need to have knowledge of these, right? So you would be preferred if you have these knowledge of these. Now, role specific skills. So, what do I mean when I say role specific skills? You will understand now. So, the first one is you need to know about configuring networks. So, TCP or IP, internet networking, they represent a heavy lift for many IT professionals because the concept is so broad and also deep. This complexity, it ramps up in Azure because you will never see the hardware behind the Azure networking stack. So to succeed as an Azure administrator, you need to understand required networking tasks. Like I already told you about this before, but again, deploying and configuring virtual networks, orchestrating routing paths, especially in hybrid cloud, and managing public and private IP addresses for your VMs and select other Azure resources. Then the second one would be monitor resources and log analytics. So you should learn how to use log analytics in the Azure portal so as to write Azure monitor log queries. Also, you need to have basic understanding of how to perform certain tasks, like using the log analytics to write a simple query, understand the schema of your data, filter, sort, and group results. Also, you can apply a time range, create charts, save and load queries, export and share queries. Oh my god, that's a lot to do. It's not. You just need to understand the concept. Now, the third responsibility is compute. So the Azure administrator is more often identified with infrastructure as a service. If you know about IaaS, which I explained in my first video, which I would be giving you a link here so that you can understand if you do not know what that is. So coming back, so Azure Administrator is most often identified with IaaS, so which normally boils down to running virtual machines in the cloud. So to that point, to be a successful Azure Administrator, you should have familiarity with either or both of the hypervisor platforms. What are the hypervisor platforms? Microsoft Hyper-V, VMware vSphere, right? Now, some VM related, virtual machine related administrative tasks, they include deploying VMs into virtual networks, configuring VM for optimum cost, performance, and security, backing up VMs, and potentially providing for a failover recovery. That is right. Now, containers, they represent a newer way to virtualize services, and Docker is extremely well represented in Azure. Therefore, we have to understand how to deploy, manage, and also to monitor containers, right? Now, the next very important thing is implement security and protecting identities. So security stakes are really high in Azure public cloud because several business stores, it's proprietary data on someone else's infrastructure. So the shared responsibility model in cloud computing means the responsibility is on you as an Azure admin to make sure Microsoft's manifold security controls are being used well. Also, what you need to understand, you need to have are some representative skills like encrypting data in transit, at rest, and also in use, protecting Azure Active Directory accounts against compromise, and reducing the attack surface of all your Azure resources. Having said this, now let's not forget about the managing storage part. That's also what Azure admin has to do. So Azure provides administrators with essentially limitless storage. You need space to store VM virtual hard disk, database files, application data, and potentially useful data. Also, you should study PowerShell, CLI commands. This would help you create or remove storage. Now, let's just count on some other responsibilities so that you can make use of Microsoft tools for cloud computing's shared responsibility model. And those core tasks they include securing data against unauthorized access, backing up data and making it efficient to restore when needed. You can configure long-term archival storage so maintain you can maintain corporate compliances. I really hope you were able to understand all of these. And if you have any doubt, do not hesitate to mention it in the comment section so that I can reply to you about it. So let's just try to understand what do I want to conclude with this. There are various Azure Administrator responsibilities that Azure admins have to set up and deploy those custom developed applications and continuously monitor their health. So they also need to forecast and manage the demand for the apps that are hosted on Azure platform. And finally, admins need to make sure data is secured, access is secured, and the applications and data backed up. So that's a really important thing. And therefore, it's best to understand how the various cloud computing platforms can affect your role and responsibilities if you are already an IT professional, right? So as an IT professional, you're definitely expected to, set up and configure the applications in Azure, mainly using Azure control panels and utilizing technical support as necessary. So if I just keep on talking about it, it would just keep on increasing. So it depends upon the company you guys are working on, you guys are working in. So as an Azure administrator, this is how you can probably grow. And for this, you need to write this examination, as I have told you, Microsoft Azure Administrator Certification exam, that is AZ 104. So if you have any questions related to the exam also, you can just post it in the comment section and I'll definitely reply to you about it. Thank you very much for being with me throughout this session and goodbye till the next session. Happy learning.